Hey everyone, this is Alisha Costanzo and welcome back to my channel. We are going to be doing my tabletop TBR game. But real quick, just look at these guys. Aren't they cute? I don't normally wear earrings, but one of my authors from my job bought these for me and honestly they are so me. So they are Hobbitors. Oh my god, I can't get over them. Okay, let's get into the fact that I had to pull a punishment card because even though I've been trying to catch up, like I shouldn't be trying to catch up, I should just like reset once I've punished myself for my new TBR. But a lot of the books that I have, I want to read anyways. So I keep falling behind. So there we are. Let's get into me pulling my punishment card before we get started on roll number one. First, let's start with this. I have to pick up punishment. It is a collection. I'm going to have to read a collection. So my punishment card, as you saw, is a collection, and I have one. I have the one that I really want to read, and it's got a whole bunch of authors that I like and a whole bunch of authors that I do not know, and it's called Night Shift. And I know there's Ilona Andrews is in there. Oh my gosh, who else was in that? Oh my gosh, people I like. Was it Patricia Briggs in this one? Cover, you'll see. People that I read and people that I don't read. So lots of fantasy, urban fantasy, short stories. I am here for it. I'm here for it. Kim Harrison, I think. Was Kim Harrison up there? I don't know. We can just give me a funny face if it is, because honestly, y'all. So can't really tell you much about what's actually happening because it's a whole bunch, again, of short stories. But I am really, really hoping that we get some side stories from some of the books that I have already read, like the Hidden Legacy series and the Rachel Morgan series, which I know is not the name of the series, but that's what I call it because that's what I can remember it. It was a Hollow series. Guys. Anyways, let's get on to roll number one before I babble for too long. Okay? Okay. Roll number one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Physical book. Okay, so roll number one is a physical book. Now, usually I would guffaw at this because I don't read a lot of physical books. However, because of one of my jobs, one of my now 6 jobs, I get ARCs from publishers, and so I'm putting one of those on my list. And it is Raven Song by, I think it's Kayla Faye. Look at how pretty that cover is. So this was a potential for a book club. I still don't know if I'm going to say yes to it. I'm going to read it first and then see if I recommend it and then talk about it at book club. But I know there's defense against the mortal world and hell and somebody getting taken and having to go down and try to save her. And I'm pretty sure this is a sapphic romance. Nev and Alexandria. So I'm pretty sure it's a girl. I'm into it. And obviously fantasy, sword, badass chick. I like all of these things. I like all of these things. So this is my physical book for this round for, what is it, May? Oh my God, May. All right, let's get on to roll number two. Roll number two. To stop. No, that guy. I got a 3 freebie jar. So roll number 2 is my freebie jar. I don't have it with me, so let's shoot right over to my office, which I'm sure is a mess, and watch me pick and talk about my freebie book. Roll number 3. 7. Challenge read. So roll number 3 is a challenge read, and so I am going to be reading You Had Me at Hola by, what was it, Alexis Daria, and this is from one that I still haven't finished from 2 years ago, my 2020 romance list. I know it's a romance novel. Yep, that's what I've got at this point, but it was on the Goodreads 2020 romance list. So I'm gonna read it. I think I have 5 or 6 books left on this challenge, so that's hoping I get it done this year. For real, like for real. Okay, let's get on to roll number 4. Roll number 4. 6. What are these guys? Plus over 500 pages. Roll number 4 is, of course, more than 500 pages. More than 500 pages, which honestly is not that hard for me most of the time. And I picked another one of my arcs that I've got, which is Follow Lady Fortune. And I know this is about a former assassin. I don't know much else about it, but again, this is something that I would like to read to see if it fits into any of the things for my job. So, and I know I like Chloe Gong. I read the first one of her Romeo and Juliet retelling, and also just look at that cover. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm not really a Pink fan, but this is pretty, y'all. Mostly because I think this is like, did she poison people? I don't know how she assassinated people, but I'm looking forward to finding out. So, yes, I'm here for it. All right. Is there anything else I should really, let's look real quick. It is 1931 in Shanghai, and the stage is set for a new decade of intrigue. 4 years ago, Rosalind Lang was brought back from the brink of death, but the strange experiment that saved her also stopped her from sleeping and aging and allows her to heal from any wound. In short, Rosalind cannot die. Now, desperate for redemption from her traitorous past, she uses her abilities as an assassin for her country. Codename Fortune. Oh my god. There's more, but that's all I want to know because I like not knowing things before I go. I don't want too many expectations when I go into a book because then I just get pissed off because it's not what I expected it to be. You know what I mean? Okay, I passed the star, so let's go pick my challenge read. We passed a star, so we have to pick challenge. Ooh, slow burn. Slow burn. All right, so my challenge is slow burn romance. I'm here for it, especially since I have a new release that should be coming into my library app at the end of this month, at the end of April. So I will read it probably the first day of May, maybe sooner, but it's Happy Place by Emily Henry. I love all things Emily Henry. And I know it's a second chance romance as well, but most of hers are also slow burn. So that's what I'm going with. Here's the hoping that it's a slow burn romance. If it's not a slow burn romance, then the content that I record for it will be for my second chance romance. Let's see how I can fit things together. Okay. But yes, Emily Henry, always here for it. Gonna go on to roll number 5. Roll number 5 is a doubles. Roll this one. It's a 2, starts with. Roll number 5 is a starts with, so let's start our little daily here. And I was listening to a book when I rolled this, so there's no sound, and that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right, and we've got G. So what did I get? The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. This is actually another challenge read because it's something my dad wants me to read, which I've been putting off and putting off and putting off and putting off. It's also a booktuber suggestion, which again, putting off. I know quite a bit about this book that I don't really want to know. I know that there's a rape scene in there that is kind of what's kept me from reading it for a really, really long time. My dad says it's worth it. And I know that there's revenge at the end, but still, we're going to give it a try because I've heard this is an excellent book. So, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I know it's an oldie, but hopefully a goodie. And yeah. By the way, this is also a double, so we got an extra book. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Always happens. It's fun. Okay. Yep. We all know that people love to watch people in my position be tortured by these books because why else would we do this, right? Okay. Anyways, let's get on to roll number 6. Roll number 6. 11. Fire on the cover. Roll number 6 is Fire on the Cover. Now, I don't know anything about this book either. I just kind of scrolled through my waiting list or my wish list on my library app, and I came up with Flame in the Mist by Renee Eddy. There's a phoenix on the cover, so I know there's like powers and it's gonna be fantasy based. Obviously there's some fire magic, but that's it. Strong female, I'm hoping. Strong female lead. If you know anything about this book, let me know in the comments below if you've read it, because I have no idea. I really have no idea. But it had fire on the cover, and that was the prompt, so that's what we got. All right, let's get on to it. Is hopefully our 7th and final roll. Roll number 7. It's a 5. Been putting off. All right, our 7th and final roll is Putting Off. So I'm interpreting this maybe a little bit differently, but I have never read anything by Anne Rice, and I do have to read something for my job by Anne Rice, and it's the third in a series, so I'm gonna read the first one in the series, which is The Mummy, or Ramses, I don't know how you say it, the Damned. So this book, it's Egyptian archaeology, danger, Queen of Egypt, Cleopatra, all of these things. I know that I also have to read this guy for my job, which is the third one, and that there's Osiris in it because, you know, the reign of Osiris. So both of those are on my list, not for this prompt, but they're connected, so I figured why not talk about them both. I, again, have never read Anne Rice before. I've tried. It was my first ever audiobook experience when I was 14, and I fell asleep and then I just gave up. But we're gonna give this a try. I'm gonna try reading these with my husband at night, and I have a month to read all 3 of them with him, so hopefully we can get through them all. But yeah, I'm really hoping. Go figure, I'm not reading her vampire or witches, which is like her most common things. But this is also, you know, has her son in it too. It's her most recent posthumously, and I know I did not say that right, after death published. So yes. And I know there's more books I'm gonna have to read for some challenges, so you know, as normal, I'm gonna put them up here because I forgot what they are, and I probably haven't even planned them yet, to be honest with you. But anyways, let me know what you're reading in May, what you read in April, or even any of the books that you really loved so far this year. Let me know in the comments below because I'd love to check them out. And y'all, thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time. Bye.